Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sabbath. And welcome to Chit Chat with the Guthries. Bum, 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 bum. Welcome everyone to Chit Chat. Happy Sabbath.
It's episode 9.
You haven't heard from us since last year. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Happy 2024.
Original tune.
Well, it's not original tune, it's more original lyrics. That's not an original tune.
Okay, alright. Original lyric.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
Alright.
Wonderful. Happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath to you.
How was the week? How has the new year been going?
It's a good week.
Wonderful.
It's a new week.
Wonderful.
New year is going well.
Fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to do this new year? 2024.
Be a better Christian.
I want to be a better wife.
That's good.
I don't want the folks to feel like I'm not being a good wife.
Oh,
now, you know?
no.
You open
a can of worms all by yourself. You open a can of all
I don't want them to leave with
You open a can
leave
of
with
worms
that
all by yourself.
leave with that impression. But
Yeah.
all right. So last week, what we talked about last week again?
Things people say are in the Bible, but are
Not in the Bible, right? Yeah, that's true. Haha. Thank you guys for commenting and sharing.
No, and we got quite a few examples.
Oh, for sure.
And if somebody was wondering, how would ever mention a Jamaican Bible verse? I mean, you all know it, so, you know.
Render your heart and your garment. Yeah. So, it's a new year. Do you believe in New Year's resolutions?
Not really.
Not really.
No, not really.
All right. I guess we can talk about that another time.
Yeah, next New Year.
Okay. That means we have to be consistent for 2024. So we get to 2025 so we can talk about why you don't really believe in New Year's resolutions.
Oh, no, that will not be the topic.
So we're going to talk about it next New Year.
I don't know.
Then?
It's gonna come up.
Oh.
But we won't be the topic. Mm-hmm. So what are we talking about today?
All right. So today, oh my Lord, don't come at us. Okay. Well, come at us. We're here for the coming. Wait.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
All right. So I want you to tell them what we're talking about, not me. I feel like I'm always introducing the topic.
That's
like
a setup.
I don't feel so nice, you know?
That's a setup.
All right, before we talk about what we're talking about, right, I have a question, okay? And, if it is that you're listening and you want to answer the question, go right ahead and tell us in the comments.
Yeah, leave a comment. We respond. We really respond.
As a Christian, and then I want to even go deeper into as a Seventh-day Adventist, should we vet speakers and authors and presenters? Like, should we vet them?
Yeah, of course.
So why if you answer like that? Yeah, why should we vet them? Most important, if everybody come and say holy, holy faith, grace, we can't just listen to everybody.
So, as a Christian, would you listen to theology from a Hindu?
Yeah, I feel like probably hear what I think. Not necessarily if it change my mindset, but sometimes I feel like sometimes it's important for us to open our scope of,
Well, you have to actually know what is in your mind.
Well, all right. So you're saying that in order for us to vet someone else, we have to know.
Yeah, what are you going to use to vet them?
So what do we use to vet them, though?
Everybody has something that they use to vet them. Some people have their own ideas. Some people, try to conform their ideas to what the Bible says.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. But everybody's a standard that they use to vet. And that's why somebody always listen to. There's always somebody to listen to. There's always an audience for somebody.
Yeah, that's why we have people listen to us.
Wow.
Hi.
Yeah.
So, okay, for our Adventist listeners, should they listen to or read non-Adventist material or presenters?
Maybe it's yes for somebody else, but it's a no for you.
No, for me as in me, Chantell,
No,
or
as in maybe it's a yes for yes, maybe it's a yes
oh
for
yes
John
for
Brown,
John and no for
but it's
James.
a no, right.
So, but how do you determine if it's a yes or a no? Like, how do I determine, like, I should not listen to, Pastor Harrone Guthries, who is a Baptist preacher?
I'm not a Baptist preacher.
Why did I
Just
use
in
that
case,
example?
just in case somebody's wondering.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
So, like, what are some of the things that I should ask
Spiritual,
myself?
spiritual maturity. Where are you? Where are you in terms of spiritual maturity?
But suppose I feel like him can help me to mature.
That's fine. You go on, but if you feel that way, you must have some idea of where you are.
Okay, so get to understand
You must have
where I
some
am
idea of
spiritually.
where you are.
Okay. And that's a part of the vetting process as well, where I am spiritually. And, well, we can't really know where other people are spiritually, but I guess...
Far too many people in the world. Why are you getting in trouble for this? Far too many people in the world take this buffet style approach to their belief system. So they go and get this idea from this preacher here, go and get this idea from this next somebody here, go and get this idea from this website here, and put it together, whole heap of confusion. Because there's a lot of inconsistencies across the ideas. And there's some simple things. They don't get. And I won't stop anybody from exploring, but what I would say to somebody is spend some time reading the Bible. Spend some time reading the Bible. Spend some time being familiar with the Bible. At least have a baseline level of knowledge, and then know you can take it from there. Then know you can take it from there, and added to that, it is also helpful. It's also helpful to have an idea of how salvation works, and have an idea of this thing called Christianity. Where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? Because all these different persuasions and denominations, and so they didn't just pop up 10 years ago. Christianity has been around for thousands of years, right? So over 1,000 years, there've been a lot of fracturing and schisms. Why?
Pop-ups.
Right? and really and truly, you don't really know new denomination, because a lot of denominations are just rehashing ideas
from a
from
previous...
from 1,000 years ago, or 500 years ago, or so on. So at least have that idea and be responsible. And yes, I know. I'm not. There are others.
Anybody name? Oh, okay.
There are others who
Yeah, no, lawsuit.
no. There are others who do not believe that this thing about doctrine, this thing is important. It's all about the experience and so on.
Yeah, it's all about, it's a feel good.
So maybe this is what I'm saying, that I convince them, that's fine. That too is fine.
In person.
That too is fine, because we all have to we all have to answer for our belief.
Something.
But at the end of the day, let's not fool ourselves. Everybody uses a standard to evaluate. You just say one if a standard is biblical, if a standard is good enough.
Okay, so it's not like, somebody's not of your denominational belief. It's not like it's a yes or a no, not to listen or to listen. It's based, I'm getting from you, Harrone, is that it's based on your personal spiritual maturity, and also what's your grounds for your belief, right? So what do you believe in, and how do you hold fast to what you're believing in? Which means that technically when we're listening to others, and it don't necessarily have to be somebody from the other fold, and it can also be somebody of your same fold, because different theology allows for people to have different opinions. So I don't want anybody to feel like we're talking about only persons who are non-Adventists.
That is where it gets really interesting.
Because how do I ensure that what I'm listening from, like the pulpit or a YouTube channel or like a book, how do I know that I'm listening to this person and I can clearly what this person is saying is probably like a personal understanding,
like it's true
filter
or heresy,
right?
How can if it's true or heresy?
Right.
There's a biblical example to help us. And whatever we slice and dice it, we need the Bible to guide us. Acts 17:10-12 give the experience of the Bereans. Right? Reading from the King James. And the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who commentator went into the synagogue of the Jews. Right? And so let us know that these were more noble than those in Thessalonica in that they received the word with all readiness of mind. So they receive
With
and they
all
had
readiness,
and the readiness of mind. They search the scriptures daily, whether those things were so. And because of that now, he said, therefore many of them believed, also of honorable women which were Greeks, and of men not a few. So the Bereans, Paul came, they listened, and they evaluated. And the Bereans were of, and they were committed to not just reading the word, but actually searching
the word.
the word. So I'm listening to what Paul is saying very carefully to compare now what he's saying with the word. And it goes back to Isaiah 28, 9 and 10. Whom shall the Lord teach knowledge? Whom will he teach doctrine? And he says, those that are weaned from the milk and, drawn, as in come off the breast. Right? And precept upon precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. And in Isaiah 8:20, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it's because there is no light in them. So if I'm how much to know somebody is biblical, I must compare them to the Bible.
But then interestingly, Acts said that Paul and Silas listened to them.
You mean
right?
the Bereans? The Bereans listened to Paul?
The Bereans listened to Paul, right, sorry. Which means that when it is that we are, so nothing is wrong with listening, but where we should be cautious is when we don't, one, go and search the scriptures for ourselves to ensure that, what we're listening is actually correct and biblical, and then when we listen, we actually take away and for it to be cemented in our minds.
Yeah. Let's give an example.
Okay.
So somebody come to you and somebody going to tell you the earth is flat. And they're going to use arguments on physics and geography and, anecdotal observation and going to use some Bible passages. No, there's some of us who just laugh at the person and ridicule them and quarrel with them and run them away. That's a wrong approach. Then there's some of us who just swallow everything in person and say hook, line, and sinker. Wrong approach. Right approach is listen.
Hook, line, and sinker. We proceed.
Yeah, as I was saying.
Yeah.
So
hook, line, and sinker.
Right
They just follow everything when they say. And we get back
the
on
right
track.
approach is to listen to them. Person is coming to you and telling the earth is flat. You're not the one bringing the argument. They're the one bringing the argument. So the burden of proof is on them. Listen to them. You can't listen to them. Listen to them. Listen to them. But see, some of us, especially those of us who grew up in a church, we don't have the patience with those kind of things. Because when an idea comes that we don't, we just you hate it, answer it, just dismiss it. No, you listen. You listen. And you allow the person to finish, but then present their argument the best possible way, and then you just evaluate it. If it makes sense biblically, not a problem. And if it don't make any sense biblically, tell them to, go and restudy.
In a nice way.
Right, so this approach where we learn to listen to the points,
or what?
Listen to the premises. We listen to how people line up their arguments. We spend more time focusing on that, and we leave out people's conclusions. Don't get caught up with people's conclusion. So don't dismiss their conclusion right away. Don't just accept their conclusion right away. Be more interested in how did they get there.
To that conclusion.
And if you're interested in how did they get there, you are better able to evaluate.
All right. Now here's my problem now with, and as I said earlier, this is not my problem for this. The problem that I'm about to share is not only for non-Adventist presenters, speakers, authors, etc. Right? So you go or you hear, you watch something, and wow, this is so profound. You go ahead and you say, yeah, man, this is actually biblical, and you share it. But then 3 days later, the person come and say something completely not biblical. My greatest fear, especially in sharing those things on social media, is the influence that footprint, that social media footprint left on somebody else. So the fact that I shared John Brown 2 days ago, and what John Brown said 2 days ago was very profound, biblically sound, yes, and somebody else see that I share that from John Brown, and now goes
Yeah, so-
and follow John Brown, and
So-
then now 5 days later John Brown come and say something that
So one share is not an endorsement of everything the person is saying? Yeah, but most of us are not mature enough to understand that.
yeah,
Most of us are not.
I
So
guess.
so maturity comes down. So we want to have the Berean spirit. We want to be spiritually mature, and want to be spiritually maturing. Because what you're going to find now is that some persons that you listen to at this level, as you grow more in Christ, you now listen to them again. Because not that they're necessarily wrong. Some of them totally wrong. So you cut them off.
Right.
And others no. And I said they're wrong, they just, you just shake it, move on. Let me talk my personal experience.
Don't call
I'm
no
not
name,
trying my very best not to call any names.
please.
Right? Preacher A, when I was at a certain level, yeah man. Wonderful. When I started to grow, no, but there's a problem. How they got to their conclusions, we kind of shake it.
Shake it.
As we grow, realize that they're not studying and communicate that properly. So you know what happened? I no longer listen to Preacher A.
For me,
Nor do I share material
from Preacher A.
from Preacher A.
For me, it's like I feel like some of the presenters, it's like some of the presenters is like a surface level kind of feel good in the moment kind of thing. So it's like they always come with kind of like this, as they say, like this kind of experience, living this kind of experience lifestyle. So it's like I never feel like I'm getting deeper. Like there's no.
But maybe that's their purpose. Maybe that's their purpose.
For me, if you not get deeper.
There are just some people are just there to give you introduction.
Oh.
And that is all.
I get you.
That is all they can do is give you introduction. Here's the problem now. When you've got the introduction and you believe that is a full course.
Okay.
So when you don't outgrow
that introduction,
your preacher or your teacher, you are now the problem. So we must never know. We must never know suffer from favorite preacher syndrome.
We did talk about FPS.
Right? We must never suffer from favorite preacher syndrome. So I love the preacher, love the teacher, love the speaker, right? Who's here sharing biblical content, in this engaging way, and it really appealed to me. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in that rut where, the way they are explaining it and how they explain it, that's the only way it can be explained, and the level that they are at, that's the level I'm going to be at all times. Right? And I see this, and it's funny, I see this amongst persons who would openly confess that they don't know Bible scholar. And I see this shockingly, air quotes, among those who claim that they study. I met people who say that they're going to study. They're going to study? Go on YouTube and find somebody's sermon, and so and listen to it. And they memorize the sermon. And you can tell them the point. So if they ask them to do a presentation, they come and present the same line of argument.
Oh, wow.
Same intonation, same quotes, same Bible verses in the same order. They're just a carbon copy of the individual. That's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. That's a problem. You have
But
failed. You have failed the test because you are just parroting what somebody is saying. You have not yet evaluated material. You're not being a Berean. Plain and simple. You're not being a Berean. Not being a Berean. Plain and simple.
It's like sometimes I think about it, Harrone, and like even like on social media and stuff, and the algorithm. I'm not even gonna go to TikTok. I'm gonna stick to Twitter and not so much
But
Facebook.
the OG ones.
But right, the algorithm does not really pick up a lot of deep studies. Like, I guess because, majority of us are, as you said, like we're at the introductory state in our faith and in our belief. So those things are very popular on our feeds.
No, deep study require like 45 minutes, 50 minutes.
Right. How do we ensure that?
Most people is not there for that.
Well, that's true.
Most people
15 minutes, not even 15 minutes is all too long.
Most people are not there for that.
So do you think that it's because they're trying to condense, like, let's say what faith is or what grace means? Because, like, you could have a deep Bible study on what faith is or what grace is, but do you think it's because, like, these presenters are trying to condense it into a 15-second video?
Well,
Why it feels so introductory and so kind of surface level, or do you think so?
that's a part of it. There are some, and when I sit down and listen to people who tell you how to be good at digital evangelism, the current current framework right now, understanding direction of digital evangelism is to keep things on the surface level. Keep things on the surface level.
But I feel like there needs to be another step. So I feel like digital evangelism, fantastic. We're doing that here. We do it all the time. I feel like there needs to be another step. After you meet the person, you would have. I feel like like digital evangelism is like the first three steps in what E.G. White says that Jesus does about winning confidence, bathe, and we say again how that go, bathe, win confidence,
You
mingle, right? So I feel like when it comes to the follow me part, I feel like that needs to happen outside of that realm. And I feel as though sometimes some of the presenters, or probably all, don't give us or give people, us, that next step. Like, okay, send me an email or, come in my DMs. It happens, because I've seen it. But I feel like on a wider scale,
send us an email.
It doesn't happen.
Bible study at imprintja.org.
Yeah, look at that nice plug. But anyway, this was a nice chat, longer than I expected. But it really, one thing that I really appreciated from this chat, Harrone, is that it's not wrong for us to listen to, like an Adventist to listen to non-Adventist, or a non-Adventist to listen to Adventist. But it all comes back down to ensuring that what you're listening or what you're reading is biblically sound. You are not just taking what the person says as gospel or drawing from their own conclusion. You are going to search the scriptures for yourselves. Yeah?
Yeah, you have to be spiritually mature.
Spiritually mature, for sure.
You need to learn how to evaluate. And even how I'm saying it now is going to be offensive to some people. Right? Because,
Come at Harrone in the comments if you're offended.
Tell people what to do. No, but you need to learn how to evaluate biblically. You must know what you believe. Whether you're Adventist or not Adventist, you must know what you believe. I mean, at present, I'm studying some things at the moment, right? And one of the things I'm studying is a thing called Christian nationalism. Some Adventists don't really use that term. They would have a doctrine about Christian nationalism. Some Adventists using it now, warning people about Christian nationalism. So if I want to find the proponents of Christian nationalism and those who are contra Christian nationalism,
I have to go
outside
of the Adventists.
Right? So I've been reading some things from some folks. I've been listening to some presentations from some folks. But am I there to be convinced to be against Christian nationalism? Am I there to be convinced to be for Christian nationalism? Nope. I am here to find out what you are saying about it and what you are saying about it. And that means I'm paying attention.
Solid.
I'm paying attention. I'm hearing what you're saying. No, I will not. Some of these people that I'm listening to, I will not recommend them to an ex-man because you may not be at that level
where
to be certain in what you believe and to be able to evaluate somebody is saying.
And this is why it's important.
Without your mind being captured. So we need to know where we are,
right?
Where we are spiritually,
and not only knowing where we are in Harrone, but being honest with where we are. Being honest with where we are, because sometimes we don't want to be honest with where we are. But we will chat until tomorrow morning. So I think we've covered the topic. So tell us in the comments if you feel comfortable listening to or reading authors, presenters from a different denomination from that you are, and how is it that you evaluate or sieve through their content? Give us some tips that you use in the comments. So I'm taking away, Harrone, I don't know if you want to share your takeaway. So my takeaway is that nothing is wrong with listening or reading, but it boils back down to your spiritual maturity and ensuring that the content is biblically sound.
Yeah.
I get A+ for summary.
Look at that.
Can you believe that we went through one episode? I'm only seeing one time.
Isaiah 8:20.
Mighty.
To the law, to the testimony. This we not according to these words, because they are light in them. We must learn to think for ourselves. We must learn to think biblically.
So long, farewell to you, our friends. I had to do one song.
See you in episode 10.
Ta-ta!